Just imagine you're walking down a white sandy beach on a tropical island far, far away. You looked around, and there she is, your girlfriend, your goddess, her silky hair draping over her shoulders, and her eyes as gorgeous as the turquoise water that surrounds you. She looked at you, with her cheeks puffed as if she was pouting, and asked, "Babe, can we go to the same restaurant that we went yesterday? Because it was so good." You looked at her with an even bigger smile than before and answered, "Of course, my dear. We only spent a few $100s on our business class flight here, so you can eat whatever you want." She was overjoyed and was jumping up and down with glee. And then she closed her eyes and slowly leaned in for a sweet, tender kiss. You knew it was coming though, so you slowly closed your eyes as well and leaned in. But suddenly, your alarm clock rings. You jumped out of bed, but you hit your head because the apartment you live in is barely big enough for half a person. You looked around and realized you're gonna be late for the 9 a.m. lecture. As you're running towards the campus, you decided to give up on breakfast for the 14th day in a row, and you pray to whatever gods that's out there to let you forget what you dreamed about, because it's just way too painful to remember. Well, don't be like this guy, who was totally not based on me in my first year of college, of course, duh. Because I'm here to help you with that. Not the girlfriend part. I will be the last person you want to ask about that, but the ticketing part. Because here, today, I'm going to show you how to get the cheapest ticket the most efficiently. One thing I have to note first though, this is just a general introduction to getting cheap flights, as I'll have different videos for flight hacking in business class and economy class. However, this video is still full of incredibly useful resources as well as information. So I would recommend you to take out a notebook or perhaps click the like button beneath me so you can add my face onto your list of liked videos. Whenever you need to book a new flight, you can always come back.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Okay, fine. I'll address the elephant in the room. Why should you trust me? It's pretty simple, really. I'm wearing an ugly pair of glasses on the internet. That must mean I am smart, and you should trust me. And second, I have an incredibly efficient travel style. Just to give you an example, in 2019 alone, I was on the road for about 8 months, and I traveled to over 24 countries on 5 continents all over the world. I flew enough distance to cover the world 3 times. And the net cost at the end for me was barely over $3,000. And here's the kicker. Almost half of them were in business class, and there was even one flight in first class. Well, how did I manage to do that? Well, let's get to the first point. The golden rule of flight hacking is one thing and one thing only: flexibility. If you need to fly out on February 7th to attend that convention in Geneva and you have to be on board that 7 p.m. direct Swiss Air flight in business class, there's nothing much I can do for you. Because airlines are out to specifically get folks who cannot be flexible in any regard, and they have to pay as much as they can possibly afford in order to fly. But just before you leave though, if you need anyone who can help you babysit your pet tiger or pet ostrich, just let me know, okay? Okay? For the rest of us plebeians, I have 4 things that I recommend you to be flexible on: time, airports, connections, as well as overall comfort, which completely not planned by me, shortens to tacos. The first 3 things are relatively easy to explain, but I do have to note that for airports, I mean the airports within the region, as nowadays budget airlines has made it extremely easy to fly between different cities. And this applies especially for Europe, as they have made it super cheap to fly within the continent. Even cheaper than my local sushi restaurant, which charges for soy sauce packets. Yes, I know, it's pretty racist. Because they are Hispanic, you see? Soy sauce? God, this joke was bad. And finally, we're on to overall comfort. Are you willing to fly economy class instead of business class? I know, this sounds extremely bonkers to a lot of you, but it actually comes up quite a lot. For example, after treating my mom to a few business class flights, she has kind of forgotten the word economy even exists. And this can also come up when you can choose between a major airline as well as a budget airline, which I call Greyhounds on wings. This is because they have extremely limited service and even less legroom. And this can even come up when you have the same flight, because a lot of airlines offer the option of basic economy if you want to get the cheapest option. And they usually do not allow you to get any baggage, and sometimes even carry-on. And you definitely do not get to select your own seat. So this is like going to your local Starbucks with your pair of UGG boots and ask for a cup of pumpkin spice latte. It doesn't get any more basic than that.
Because you know what, Michael? You're basic.
Well, with all of these out of the way, let's... Oh, hi, future me. Thank you. It seems like I've been handed a list of common misconceptions about flight hacking. So let's do this as a demystifying speed run. Yeah? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Buy all the tickets on Tuesdays because they are loaded on Monday nights? That's simply incorrect. Because nowadays, I don't know if you have heard about it, there's a thing called the internet. So whenever you buy a ticket, the entire inventory shuffles and it's updated real time. And second, use the cashback websites. If you search around YouTube, you're gonna find out all the folks who advocate for cashback websites are sponsored by cashback websites. So you figure this one out. And third, clear your cookies. It used to be like that, as a lot of websites will scrape your cookies and jack up the prices of the routes that you are interested in. However, nowadays it doesn't really work, as a lot of browsers carry invisibility mode, and also it's kind of a scummy move. And lastly, chant the name of Sam Tree 3 times at 3 AM in front of your mirror. Yeah, I've tried it. It doesn't work. Oh no, not because he doesn't appear. He just appears and then tells you $4,000 is an acceptable price for business class. So yeah, it didn't work the way I intended. Oh, and that's time. Whew, I think we got a world record on our hand, guys. Yeah, there are a few places I can improve, but I'm pretty satisfied. And with all of these out of the way, we can finally move on to my favorite part. Tips, tricks, and acronyms, as well as all the tools that you're gonna use to help you get cheaper flights, both in the planning stage as well as in the booking stage. Yeah? Well, let's begin with some acronyms, because they'll be very useful in the tools that's gonna come up later on. The first group of acronyms that you should be very familiar with is the airport. A lot of the airports have their own code. For example, in New York, the JFK stands for John F. Kennedy. And similarly, in Paris, Charles de Gaulle shortens to CDG. And with all of these memorized, we can go to the second word, and it's one that a lot of us flight hackers use. And it is CPM. And what does C stand for? Cheesy fries, apparently. And P stands for platypus. Yeah, I think I got the wrong list. Oops. Yeah, CPM actually stands for cent per mile, because it's a general measurement of how much you're paying to fly on a per mile basis. And it's especially good when you're comparing different tickets. Okay, now with all of these out of the way, let's jump into the tools, huh? If you want to start off by jumping off on the deep end, then I would recommend you to join me on the forum called Flyer Talk. It is dedicated to frequent travelers and flying maniacs like me. If you want to go for the best deals, just go to the forum and in the drop-down menu select miles and points. In this page, you're going to find a specific forum called Mileage Run Deals. If you click on it, you're going to find all the best deals that we have ever found and all the discussions about them. If you're looking for luxury, you can go click on the Premium Fair Deal section. This is the section that people post about their best finds in business class, premium economy, as well as first class. However, if you speak another language, you are probably going to find similar forums in your own language. For example, if you speak Chinese, you're going to find Flyer Tea to be the best fit for you. And if you speak German, you can find this website called Treff. No. Wie Treff. No. Vio Alfalfa Truffle. Nah, whatever. Just type how to get a stroke on a keyboard in Google and you're gonna get it. But don't search it in Bing though. You're gonna find different results. If you find flyer talk too technical, or you simply found yourself unable to blend in with crazy people like us, then of course there are many blogs and websites out there that can break the deals down into easier to digest forms. If you're based in the United States, I would recommend you the Flight Deal. It posts daily updates of flight deals out of over 24 cities all around the United States. And if you're looking for something that's much more powerful but a lot less ethical, let me introduce you to Secret Flying. Secret Flying and other similar blogs have a notorious reputation for stealing other people's deals and then claiming it's their own. Yet today, let me introduce you to its powerful search engine. You can go into this part and then you can search by anywhere, a specific region, or even a city. It's gonna pull up every single deal that they have ever found or stolen. And you can see on this page, I have hundreds of deals from Vancouver, the city I typed, to almost anywhere in the world. I would not suggest you to click on these links, as they are affiliate links and they will be able to earn money through other people's hard work. Just collect the information and book on your favorite booking website. And I will show you mine right after this similar blog called Travel Pirates. And here on the website, you can see a lot of different deals that is not only flights, but also vacations, hotels, cruises, and a lot of other random stuff. And if you're from Europe, you can go on the top right and click on the flag, as Travel Pirates is much more Eurocentric. And let me present you my go-to website for a quick search as well as inspiration, my GF, Google Flights. I can simply type the name of a city, a country, or even a region, and it's gonna teleport me to a map of all the deals that they can find. And it allows you to move around the map and the price will update based on the screen that you are currently looking at. And to make it even better, you can actually change the date and period. You can simply choose an entire month and even the next 6 months. For example, the flight to Shanghai was over $1,000 on the dates that I selected, but once I opened up the date window, now it's almost half price. And once you have a specific destination in mind, it doesn't hurt to check another website called Momondo. It is like any of your search engines. It does allow you to search by region, but the presentation is much worse than Google. And now, with all of these tools at our disposal, let's put it to the real test. I will show you how I will book a trip using these tools compared to the scenario if I have not watched this video. Let's try it out. This summer, I need to go to Budapest because you can say I'm feeling a bit hungry. As I am currently based in Vancouver, someone who is not fortunate enough to watch this video would suggest I begin with the website of the largest airline here, Air Canada. So let's do just that. As it turns out, the cheapest ticket I can get on Air Canada's website is a pumpkin spice latte option. That means no seat selection and no checked luggage. And the total comes out to about 1,550 Canadian dollars, which is as outrageous and unacceptable as an A- in my Asian household. So now with this horrible benchmark set, let's try and beat it. Immediately pulling up Google Flights, we can see on the same days there are cheaper options already. WestJet flight to London and a direct transfer onto an EasyJet flight to Budapest. And this comes out to about 900 Canadian dollars, and we already saved 650. But here on my channel, we don't settle for mediocrity. Do you see the 17-hour transit in London? Why don't we make it a stopover? A stopover is basically a break in the trip that allows us to take an extra few days during our transit. So we can also visit London to enjoy the centuries-long royal sophistication of the British Empire. And how do we do that? It's pretty easy. Just change this into a multi-city trip. The first leg as Vancouver to Budapest, the second from Budapest to London, and eventually from London back to Vancouver as the last leg. And voila! We dropped the total by another $50. Good job, us! However, we are not done yet. Remember my obviously not obvious foreshadowing? Europe is basically one single region. So why don't we just pull up Google Flights once again and search the entire Europe? And let's change the dates to be flexible in the entire summer. London comes out to be the cheapest once again, with a $425 round-trip ticket by Icelandair. We simply need to slap a round-trip London to Budapest ticket on this bad boy and we would save another $100. Oh wait, did you see? The budget airlines do not allow me any carry-on bag on my way from London to Budapest. Even though I always travel with just a small backpack, let's just say this time I need to go to Hungary and introduce them to something that they desperately need. Let's say some kind of stew that they can call some random gibberish like goulash or something. So I need to bring with me a carry-on bag. What do? Well, simply just toggle the switch and then here you go. $100 for the flight from London to Budapest. We just made a ticket that is $1,600 into barely $600. If you are already mind blown by this, then get ready to be sent to the Shadow Realm. Because I am about to activate my nerdy ultra instinct. What if we toggle that forbidden switch and then fly for business class? Because my viewers deserve the very best. A quick look on Flyer Talk seems to be quite fruitless, but this post attracted my attention. For Icelandair, most flights departing North America go on sale at the same time. So usually it applies to Vancouver as well. In the worst case scenario, I can always bus down to Seattle and take the flight from there. A quick search reveals, yep, Icelandair is running a business class fare sale to London as well. And it's still cheaper than the economy ticket to Budapest on Air Canada. So of course we can book it with a simple tacked on trip to Budapest in a budget airline. And suddenly, we just upgraded ourselves while saving a lot of money. But wait, there's more! Icelandair is very famous for its stopover program, so let's try it out, and voila! Look at this beautiful, magnificent result. We now have a side trip to Iceland as well as London on our way back. Let's summarize it all up. The original benchmark is a horrible basic economy ticket that takes us directly from Vancouver to Budapest for an eye-watering $1,550. While the cheapest ticket we could find using my method took off more than $900 off the price tag, while giving us a side trip to enjoy the English cuisine famous for its flavor and texture, such as this bowl of beautiful jellied eels. Yum! And yet, if we step up our game and treat ourselves with business class, having a free stopover in both London as well as the beautiful Iceland, we still come out ahead. And this is the reason why I can fly around the world without breaking the bank. Oh, and comment down below, which ticket would you have? The cheap economy ticket that takes out a full digit, or the luxurious business class that allows you to visit more and yet still costs less? In fact, this is not the end of the game, since if you factor in all the miles and points that you can credit onto your accounts, my deals come out way ahead. And there are even more secret techniques that can allow me to stop in one more city for free. But that's a story for another time. Well, isn't this super cool? Make sure you click the thumbs up button before you go give it a try, okay? Or, have you already tried it? Did it work for you? How much money have I saved you? Make sure you comment down below, okay? And if you want to see similar tips and tricks or perhaps more advanced hacking techniques, make sure you click the red subscribe button beneath me and I'll see you around. Oh, you still want the dating... Okay, sure, you want the dating advice. Okay, got it. I'm not sure. Fine, I guess I can tell you since you're my subscriber and everything. Fine, okay. Do you want to know how to impress the girl on the first date? Yeah? Okay, I will tell you, okay? Take her to the Chinese supermarket. Yes. Let me tell you a story. When I was in university, I was friends with this girl. She has beautiful, beautiful hair. Oh, deep, gorgeous eyes. And her personality, sweeter than my grandma's diabetes. Oh, sorry, lost in the train of thought. But yeah, after being friends for so long, I finally had the courage to ask her on a date. And she said yes. So after countless sleepless nights, I decided to take her to the Chinese supermarket. And I dragged her in front of one of those tanks in the fish department and I asked her to pick her favorite lobster. And I picked mine too. And we watched them duke it all out. Ah, how romantic it was. I could feel the love in the air. Yeah, I think she was pretty impressed as well because she was so speechless that she has not talked to me ever since that day. It's been 6 long years, but I'm just impressed how much I can get in my way around girls. Wow, I'm surprised myself, honestly. Oh, so yeah, so this stays between you and me, okay? If you want to impress the girl, take her to the Chinese supermarket and watch the lobsters fight. You're welcome. Oh, about that girl? Well, I think we're about to get married any day now. Any day now. Any day now.